I've got a mirror with me right here, and today I want to do some simple experiment that are called the NASA experiment. This experiment will actually reveal some weird facts you don't know exist about the nose. And before I get started, there are a couple of things I want you to do for me. I've come to realize a lot of people don't watch my video on YouTube, so if you get a chance to watch this video on YouTube, do me a favor, just like this video. If you like this video, it's gonna mean a lot to me. It's not gonna cost you anything. Just like this video, and I'm gonna appreciate you for liking my video. So let's talk about 5 interesting but also weird fact about the nose you don't know exist. Don't waste no time, let's go for the intro video. What's up everybody, and welcome to GoBeast. So the first part, and a lot of people don't know this, is that we only breathe with one part of the nostril at a time. What does this mean? A lot of people often think breathing occurs in the nose when you breathe out, and majorly the two noses equivalently are breathing out the same air at a time. But this is not true. Our nose has some kind of mechanism that majorly only one part of the nostril actually breathe out a lot of air. And what you need to know is that only one part of the nostril actually take full responsibility for breathing out and breathing in. What I mean is that 75% of breathing is done with one part of the nostril, while the other part of the nostril contribute only 25% to breathing. And if you want to experiment this, there are 2 ways you can do this. The first way is to actually breathe on your palm or breathe on your arm, and you're gonna realize as you breathe out on your arm, you're going to feel your breath. So feeling your breath means that one major aspect of the nostril is going to have bigger breath than the other part of the nostril. This simple experiment explains that we have to breathe majorly with one aspect of our nose at a time. Another experiment is to make use of a mirror, and this one may not be easily discovered, but if you pay attention to it, this is something that happens a lot of times. If you breathe in the mirror, you're gonna realize that some fog is going to form up and your breath is going to show on the mirror. If your breath shows on the mirror, one part of the nostril will be larger than the other part of the nostril, and this is gonna reveal to you that major breathing from the nose is done at a time, but one nostril alone. And this is what a lot of people did not know about the nose. Another interesting fact you don't know exists about the nose is that the nose humidifies or moistens the air before passing it into the lung. What does this mean? Humidifying the air means that this makes the air that get into our lung to be moist or warm up a little bit before getting into the lung. This is one big major function of the nose. The nose is responsible for humidifying or moistening up the air that enters into the lungs. Another major function of the nose is that the nose is responsible for purifying the air that enter into the lungs. If you observe closely, you're gonna realize that there's some particles of air in the nostril, and this air actually helps to absorb some dust particles or some bacteria from getting into the lungs. Another major function of the nose, this is actually some experimental function that was carried out by a lot of researchers and experts around the globe, and the fact is that the nose helps to remember things. And how do they know this? How on earth is the nose responsible for some aspect of the memory? A test was actually conducted where some set of people were told to smell some particles or smell some things with your nose, while some other set of people was also told or instructed to inhale the smell of that same particle with their mouth. And it was actually realized that those people that have smelled from their nose could remember what they perceived, unlike those people that actually perceived those stuff from their mouth. This is a simple experiment that was conducted, and it was concluded that the nose is one major aspect of the memory that helps in remembering things. Another big major responsibility of the nose is that your nose is responsible for your tone of voice. What does this mean? This means that the speech or the words that come out of your mouth and the way it sounds is actually determined by the nose. And if I don't even want to explain this further, a simple way to know this is if you have a cold or catarrh, you're gonna realize that your voice is going to sound a little bit different than usual. This is because the nose is unable to pass air into the nasal cord, and the nasal cord is the one responsible for speech, and the nose often assists the nasal cord in bringing out the kind of intonation that is going to produce above the larynx. Every single part of our body plays important role in major function of our body system, and this is why we need to be grateful for having a good health and be grateful to the Almighty for making us somebody who is healthy and at the same time a complete human being.